After carrying the SIG P365 X macro for several months now, I want to give my updated thoughts on the pistol, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So all my positive thoughts and opinions from my original first impressions video on the macro still stand. I've been carrying this every day, and it has been a great carry pistol. It's concealable and lightweight, yet it has a very impressive capacity and is very shootable. However, there is some bad that I didn't originally see when I made that first impressions video that now, after carrying it for several months, have come to the surface. So my first negative thing to say about the macro now, after carrying it for a couple months, is the magazines. Yes, the magazines boast an impressive 17-round capacity. However, they also boast a high price tag of $60, and that's if you can find one. It was only yesterday that I was finally able to find some on Gun Mag Warehouse, order some, and I'm still waiting for them to show up. And by the time this video comes out, they're probably gonna be out of stock again. So getting macro magazines is very hard, and they're very expensive. And for an $800 pistol, I would hope that you'd get more than 2 magazines. So the primary issue with only having 2 magazines arises at the range. Normally when I go to the range with my Glocks or any of my other handguns, I have tons of magazines, right? I can show up with 20 loaded magazines, go through them during my range day, and I don't have to worry about reloading magazines at the range. But with my macro, of the few range days I've had with it, I have to reload my magazines at the range. I can't just shoot, put a new mag in, shoot, put a new mag in. I have to actually stop, pause, pull another box of ammo out, and load up my magazine. So that makes my range session take more time, and in that time, I'm getting less rounds through the pistol. Now, another problem with these magazines is the finish. These are $60 magazines, and my finish is already wearing off. On both my magazines, my finish has worn off in certain places, and lots of rust has started to form on both these magazines for only being carried for a couple of months. Now, I have had finish issues with magazines before. With my Shield Arms S15 magazines, the original ones with the basic finish, I've had issues where that finish corroded and wore off. But after a far longer period of time than the couple months I've been carrying these magazines. Many manufacturers like Springfield with the Hellcat magazines or Shield Arms with some of their S15 magazines offer a nickel-coated finish that resists corrosion from sweat and other debris. However, SIG clearly has not gone with any quality finish because this finish is already wearing down and already starting to have rust all over these magazines. Now, talking about finish, we cannot ignore the finish issues on the gun itself. Both on my front and rear sight, I've been having a lot of rust starting to build up, and in the area surrounding it. Also on my trigger, I've had a fair bit of rust, and inside the mag well at the magazine release, there's been a fair bit of rust. Most of this rust seems to be surface rust. If I really put in the work, I can normally scrub this rust off for the most part, but it still is concerning. I've never had a concealed carry pistol rust this much. Maybe every so often a little speck on a Glock. But normally on most carry pistols I've had, there's been no rust of any significant nature. So the fact that there's been so much rust in a short period of time on this pistol is concerning. Now, taking it apart, I haven't seen any interior rust or any of the interior components have any issues, but it still is a concern, even just on the cosmetic standpoint of, hey, the finish should at least be able to hold up being carried. It shouldn't be going away so easily and rusting so easily. This is a carry gun at the end of the day. SIG knows this can be carrying inside the waistband, appendix, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, what have you. SIG knows what's going to be done to this pistol, so they should be designing this pistol with that in mind, not with such a weak finish. So don't get me wrong, I still like the pistol, I still recommend it, I still carry it every day. However, I really wanted to make this video to show some of the issues I've had with the pistol that I didn't see when I made that first impressions video, and I will be making more videos with this pistol if I encounter any further issues, or just when I reach more significant round counts, because I'm still pretty low, I'm under 1,000 rounds, but the finish issues and the magazine issues I felt warranted a full-on video. So if this video is helpful to you in determining whether or not you want to buy a SIG P365 X macro, or you just enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you have any thoughts or opinions on the macro, or you've had similar experiences or other experiences with this pistol or other SIG products, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I am trying to release new videos every Saturday, so go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for those videos.